Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode on my trucker vlog. And as you've noticed that I recently changed my name from Gringo Picante to Lone Wolf Gringo. And I decided to do that because I decided that, you know what, Gringo Picante, it's kind of a funny name. It means spicy gringo, but that name is kind of a little bit overused. I needed to do something a little bit more creative, so I changed it to Lone Wolf Gringo. And this video here is just basically an introductory video to explain to people what this YouTube channel is all about. I'm just vlogging a journey that I'm on. I'm just your average, everyday American dude. It has, yeah, I represent the second generation of my family of kids growing up in broken homes. Second generation in a row where a man has to teach himself how to be a man and how to grow the fuck up and, you know, how to do life and all the problems that comes with that. And anyway, I recently spent a year living in Mexico. That's where this journey started. And I was volunteering for an aerospace project. The aerospace project failed. I came back to the U.S. But by then, I was exposed to a culture that, for the most part, has not turned its back on traditional family values. Family and community still means something in Mexico. And that's something I never experienced in the U.S. And it's, yeah, and I've been a lone wolf all my life. I grew up in a broken home and had to teach myself how to be an adult. I'm 39 years old now, and I had to deal with the thing where, you know, deal with people shaming me for taking too long to learn how to grow the fuck up. And me having to teach myself how to grow up, teach myself how to be a man, all that stuff. And as I grow up and the more money I make in the long term, the more the prices skyrocket, and it's just almost impossible for me to actually build a family in the U.S. I mean, because even if I could find a job where I am making enough money to provide for a family traditionally, you know, then it's 50% chance of divorce, 60% chance of being cheated on, 80% of divorces are filed by women. That jumps up to 90% if they're college educated. And it's just, my culture has completely turned its back on family. And it took my entire adult life to kind of figure this out. And I'm on a mission. I want to break the family curse of that's in my family, the curse of kids growing up in broken homes, the curse of being a lone wolf. See, and because I wasn't just a lone wolf because I grew up in a broken home, I had to be a lone wolf most of my life socially because I wanted to be the first man in my family in 3 generations to not not suffer from drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and in and out of jail and everything. So I'm the first man in my family in 3 generations that has never been addicted to alcohol, never once done drugs. I'm 39 and I still have yet to ever even get a speeding ticket. So I got a clean record, never been to jail. And it took a lot. And it took me being a lone wolf. And the price was being a lone wolf because I had to, in order to stay out of trouble, I had to stay away from being in the wrong crowd. And in a culture like the United States, you're treated like an alien from outer space if you don't want to do drugs, if you don't want to live a lifestyle instant gratification. And yeah, and while at the same time trying to teach yourself how to be an adult, and it's rough. And I don't want that for the next generation of my family. And by the time I was 32, I gave up trying to date, trying to find someone to build a family with, because women are taught from a very early age to see men as nothing but things to be used. And I used to think that all women are like that until I went and lived in Mexico and realized, oh, wait, no. The United States culture is just one culture among hundreds out there. There's plenty of cultures out there that have not turned their back on traditional family values. And so that changed my life. So when I came back to the U.S., I made it my mission to figure out the best and most responsible immigration plan that I could think of, so that I could immigrate to Mexico permanently in a responsible manner and be the responsible type of immigrant who assimilates into the culture that they immigrate to. And so trucking turned out to be how the mechanism in which I'm saving up money while studying Spanish, while preparing to get back to Mexico. And so my vlog has kind of turned into a trucking vlog. And I do have a second YouTube channel called Terran Space Program, where I talk about a whole other idea that I have, a whole other subject. You can check that out if you want. But yeah, so you're going to see my rookie moments. You're going to see my shitty backings as I learn how to be a good backer into docks and stuff. You're going to see me go from being a shitty driver to being a good driver. So my whole vlog covers everything from the time I had a CDL permit to the time I, you know, get to a point where I can honestly call myself a professional trucker, which is a title I still have yet to earn. I've only been a trucker for a year, so my journey is just getting started as a trucker. And so I've learned a lot. I've come a long way from where I was a year ago, but from the perspective of someone who's been a trucker for 15 years, I'm still a complete noob. And anyway, so just wish me luck on this journey. And I'm also trying to lose weight too. Believe it or not, you think I'm fat now, you should have seen me a couple years ago, because I dropped about 100 something pounds when I lived in Mexico because I was eating real food and walking everywhere. And so I'm trying to do the best I can to finish losing my weight. And I'll probably not completely finish it till I'm back in Mexico because it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm still figuring out how to be physically active while being a trucker. That's a challenge. So yeah, so this is just my journey. And I was wanting to call this channel My Journey Back to Mexico, but Gringo Picante seemed a little bit funnier, but wasn't creative enough, so I changed it to Lone Wolf Gringo, because that's what this vlog's all about. It's about someone who's forced to be a lone wolf due to circumstances in life, and I'm putting in a lot of work so that I could one day marry a traditional woman in Mexico and build and raise kids in a traditional household, so that I'm no longer a lone wolf, and then my future kids don't end up being lone wolves as well, thus breaking my family curse. And that's what this is all about. And this is not about me. This is about my future kids, because I believe that your responsibility as a parent begins before conception, not after. And my family has been doing things a certain way generation after generation. It's resulting in kids growing up in broken homes generation after generation. And I feel it's my responsibility as a man to break that cycle. So that's what this YouTube channel is all about, is me trying to put in the work necessary to break that curse, to end the lone wolf curse in my family.